It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got two teams who were AFC rivals for almost 25 years. We're just moments away from the action on Monday Night Prime Time.
It's a stadium known for its design, its noise, and a fan base so passionate. Brock, you know this firsthand. They've retired a jersey number for them. Welcome, everybody, to Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Daniel Carlson ready to get us started. And we're underway from Seattle. Here's Steven Sims with the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So out come the Seahawks for their first offensive possession. And we'll take a glance at their seventh-year QB.
If we had asked Sam Darnold, coming out of USC as the third overall pick in the draft, to write the story of his career, I don't think he would have written some of these chapters. But in the end, it makes you tougher. It makes you grittier. And playing quarterback in the NFL is a lot about that. Your ability to just withstand adversity and to continue to get up time after time after time. And Sam Darnold has shown that kind of perseverance.
First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
They go play action on first. That's caught by Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Now an inside give to Walker. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's got a nice run. That reaches the 26. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
From the 26 on 2nd down. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, Seattle! He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Now it's Jason Myers on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Seahawks will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So here come the Raiders now for their opening drive. They're led out by someone amidst their second act as an NFL QB. He was a second-rounder back in 2013, Geno Smith.
When Geno Smith won Comeback Player of the Year, it was really hard to find another comp. You know, the NFL, we love to always compare and contrast guys from different eras or project them moving forward. But there just were not many stories like Geno Smith, who just waited and persevered a decade in the NFL before he flourished. But what came to life finally was just the arm strength, the accuracy, the playmaking ability that was there at West Virginia, and it just took some time and maybe a little love from Pete Carroll at that time to really elevate his confidence and elevate his game.
He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, here's Smith. Complete here to Bowers. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Julian Love bringing that one to an end.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
The Hawks dialing up the nickel D here, 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Smith. And they can't connect on the 3rd down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down.
The offense not shy about sending them downfield to try and stretch that secondary. Even still, one of the deeper targets you'll see him get. It's a shame they couldn't find a connection.
Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. Fair catch made a little beyond the 20-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt, and it'll be Seahawks football. So Seattle retakes the field for their second series. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
Walker on 1st down. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Off the play fake, he'll throw. That's complete to Valdez-Scantling. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Wow, they get a big old 32 yards out of that play, as well as a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. They give up the gut to Walker. And he runs this one down across the 35 and inside the 30. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
Has it down close. It's a Seattle touchdown. So So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Myers to add the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Seahawks drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Second drive coming up for the Las Vegas offense. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. First and 10 now from the 30. They've got a man in motion. Smith on first down. This ball's cut by Bowers. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They go play action. Here's Smith. Looking right, and he finds him. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. They'll run here following the penalty. And he gets him around 6 there. Tackle made by Ernest Jones. That's going to be 6 on the run, so that brings up 3rd and right around 8.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Throwing on 3rd, Smith. He rolled. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
These defenders, they can just feel it. You're up a couple scores in the game, and you know what the other side is starting to do. They're starting to press, and you're going to start to see a little bit more pass. And that's when these defenders pin their ears back. They get home, and they create havoc in a sack, just like that.
Here comes A.J. Cole back to the field for a punt. His first punt went 50. This is away and looks even better. Looking to return from the 29. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Seahawks are headed out, and we'll see Kenneth Walker and get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. Ball at the 33 for first down. Running is Walker. And he'll get it up to the 44. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior. 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
That's the end of our first quarter. 3 more to go still on Monday night. Our score, 14-0. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. About set for the second quarter. Seahawks football here. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Staying with Walker. He's got room to roam here. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. A big 34-yard pickup there. And the Seahawks will have a 1st down.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And they bring him to a stop with this run, gets him into the red zone down to the 15. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Darnold now to throw. Connects with Fant. And he drives this forward to the 6. A nice gain of 8 there, and it brings them to 1st and goal.
That pitch and catch won't show up as a big play on the stat sheet, but it gives his own defense a little time to rest and gives an offensive coordinator a new set of downs to work with.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Darnold. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Gotta forget about 1st down in a hurry. They need a chunk of yards here on 2nd and goal. Another try following the sack. He has the catch, but no, he can't get down in bounds. Oh, Brock, it was nearly a touchdown, but they're going to say it's incomplete.
Kate, you could hear the roar of the crowd celebrating the touchdown, but not so fast. Catch looked good. You got to get both feet down as well.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Now Darnold. And the Raiders get there and take him down. And that sack gonna cost them some yardage.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Jason Myers out there now to try and field goal for the Seahawks on 4th down. It's on the left hash, 46 yards out. Myers' kick is good. And that one was beautifully struck. It goes right down the middle.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Out comes Las Vegas on offense. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, Smith. That one's on the mark, Jacoby Myers. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First and 10 from the 41. They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up. Man in motion wasn't set in time. Just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty. Throwing is Smith. Got a man. Bowers has it. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Tackle made by DeMarcus Lawrence.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Smith to the air now. Has him on the quick hitter. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10. Ball set up at the 48. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
They give it to him again. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Smith setting the throw. He's got it at the 6. Touchdown. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Sims now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Seahawks back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And I'd say the ROI on his early touches have made him a pretty good investment for first half work. He's gotten off to a great start here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Darnold looking to throw. He'll get this to Cup. He's got to gain a 6 there. Jacorian Bennett there for the tackle.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
From the 32. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down. We're at the 2-minute warning now from Seattle. The Seahawks driving. Throwing here, Darnold. To the left and pulled in by Cup. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Throwing the out route complete. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out. He gets 6 on that play. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Here's Darnold to throw. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
Couldn't connect on first, it's 2nd down. To throw, here's Darnold. Escapes out to the left. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Kate, I don't know if I've ever told you, but my dad was a driver's ed teacher. And I could just hear him right now say, son, take this out of reverse and put it in drive, because this one's going nowhere right now. A drastic change on this play needed, and maybe a whole lot of luck to keep this series alive.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Fits it through the middle. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Jason Myers out there now to try a field goal for the Seahawks on 4th down. This is going to be a 38-yarder from the right hash. Myers' kick is good. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Tyreek McAllister now to return. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Raiders headed out on offense. Little time remaining in the half. And down a couple of scores, Brock. They probably try to get this into field goal range to trim that lead before halftime. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now Smith. Finds a man right side. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Smith. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And that's good for a Raiders first.
Just about every offense since the beginning of time, since the forward pass, Kate, has loved a tight end that could stretch the middle of the field. Man, I remember as a kid watching Kellen Winslow Sr. dice up right here between the hashes.
A lot of players around this one, and it is intercepted. And the Seahawks make the defensive stand and come through with a turnover in the final moments of the half. Oh, man, I'm having to hold my partner back after this one. Captain Fundamental not happy that he didn't take the time to stop and get set before delivering that football. Gotta think that in part led to the turnover.
Yeah, Captain Fundamental because I couldn't run. Kind of like Tom Brady, right? But he's the essence of it. He's the GOAT. Why? Because he sets his feet. He's so fundamentally sound. The chance of interception so much higher when your fundamentals are no good.
It's okay, partner. It's gonna be okay. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. On the carry, it's Walker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. We've reached halftime from Seattle. It's the Seahawks leading in front of the home crowd. Now from the extreme northwest to the extreme southeast, we're going to head down to Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report with our buddy, Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 9. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Vegas offense ready to start this 3rd quarter. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Tight end reels in the shallow throw.
You know, with some of these tight ends today, you could put 2 guys, heck, put 3 guys on them, and they still find a way to make those catches. With how they move at their size, they really are the ultimate matchup advantage.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Smith. Into the hands of Tucker, complete. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
You know, I often say there is a fine line between aggressiveness and carelessness. And when you throw into double coverage, well, it can go either way. That time, a tremendous catch by his receiver on the other end.
And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 43. He'll get this to Tucker. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Back to the well again. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Leonard Williams applying the hit there. No gain here after a gain of only 1, and now they'll face 3rd and 9.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Throwing on 3rd, Smith. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. It'll be A.J. Cole doing the honors. Now this is a beauty of a kick. It's headed out of bounds, no chance at a return or a touchback. They're going to mark it out at the 6. The Seahawks and Sam Darnold heading out for their next shot on offense. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, if the word safety was used, and it's not a lot in NFL locker rooms, but if it was at halftime, it was about safe throws, good decisions, consistent plays. It was not about a safety to begin this 2nd half, and that's what we nearly saw. Not the kind of start this offense wanted. It's got to overcome a bit of adversity.
This is Walker on 2nd. And he hits a little space up to the 9-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain, and that brings up 3rd and 7.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on 3rd down. Darnold. Complete out to the right. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the 1st down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Walker now from the gun. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got him tackled behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Now Darnold. He gets it complete to Kenneth Walker. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Elandon Roberts coming over for the hit.
Kate, I'm going to call that, even though it looks like nothing on the stat sheet, a win-win for both sides. The defense, well, they rally. They get right to that throw in the flat for a no gain. The offense, well, they just remind that defense, you not only got to cover us vertically, but we're going to stretch you horizontally as well.
Pass complete to Walker. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. Following that completion, a member of the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Fourth down punt from the Seahawks, and that means we're going to see Michael Dixon head on to send it skyward. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And it'll be Raider football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And he crosses his sideline a yard or two beyond, looks like the 30.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, Smith. Got a man, Bowers has it. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Lone back gets the handoff. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 42. That's Mayer, he's got it. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped at his own side at the 49. That's good for 7 yards. And that's good for Raiders first. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's Raiders football, and they'll get to work, coming into the quarter trailing. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 47. He's on the move. He'll try and run this. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Vegas first down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
First down, Smith to throw. And no luck there, and that throw falls to the ground.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to the air, it's Smith. That's taken in by Tucker. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
3rd and just 2 to go. They motion a receiver left. Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And he's stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Here he goes on the bootleg. Toward the side of the end zone, but that one's incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock, even if it would have been a touchdown. That was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
He'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a 1st down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Another carry for him. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. Give him 4 on that play. So now they've got 2nd and goal. Smith back to throw. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. Man in motion wasn't set in time, just couldn't get a snap away before the play clock expired. Opportunity here for this defense if they can make this stop on 3rd and goal. Smith to the air now. He's on the move. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. Buys time, rolling. And he's going to go down. They get to him on 4th and goal and complete the defensive stand.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
The Seattle offense eager to get back on the field. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing now, off play action. Smith and Jigba there to grab it. And he's up across the 20 before going out of bounds. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Hand off to Walker from the gun. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on a 3rd and short.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Running with Walker again. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Now an inside give to Walker. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. New set of downs for him from the 46. Walker on first down. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. Second down now, 7 to go. Connection made to Smith and Jigba. There he goes on the right side. There it is, touchdown Seattle. The Seahawks making a 3-score game in the 4th. Jackson Smith and Jigba with a touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock, but I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on him. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
The Seahawks offense, look at this. They aren't leaving the field, lining up and going for 2. Oh, and he's got a man open. Complete. Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. Whenever you're throwing for 2, you always expect to see the pass go into the end zone because otherwise you risk defenders rallying to the ball and stopping it short.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. With the defensive speed in today's league, gosh, you're just taking a risk anytime you throw it short of the end zone.
Here's Myers now to handle the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Smith in the pistol. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up.
You know, that's one you watch the next day, Kate, and you're just bummed. As a QB, you're a perfectionist. And when it's caught but out of bounds, you know it could have been just a little bit more accurate on your end.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Shotgun snap to Smith. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force to throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Throw on 3rd down. Hits his running back. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Throw is caught by the back. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. And they drag him down just in time. He's shy of that marker. We've got a turnover on downs.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
The Seahawks offense running out now. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. The Seahawks in a victory formation as they take a knee.
Okay, time for the defense to think about getting that ball back. And this is where you've got to conserve every second. Got to expect a timeout coming any moment now.
2nd down. Probably going to see him kneel it again here. A give up the gut to Walker. And he's able to get this down to the 36. Moving in the right direction that time, but only 2 yards picked up, so it's 3rd and 9. So several thousand 12th men and women cheering as the Seahawks win at home. And it's not quite a full game shutout, Brock, but keeping that other side off the board in the 2nd half, that sure went a long way towards securing them this win. Made things a lot easier for everyone else to operate in the closing stages of the game. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Seahawks winners as we say so long from Seattle.